6 years ago, Ostcorp presented Gold Coast City Council with a vision for a project they called Coomera Waters Village and Resort. It was a bold vision, which challenged both Ostcorp and Council on a number of fronts. Through a process of shaping and sharing this vision, we are proud and excited by the results that have been achieved to date. These results have only been realised through a proactive and positive approach by Council and various other stakeholders. Today, we present another vision for the precinct known as Stage 27 at Coomera Waters. As with our original vision, Stage 27 is certainly not without its challenges. However, we firmly believe that once again, through a process of shaping and sharing a vision, we have the opportunity to create an exceptional solution that will provide an outstanding showcase for others to follow. Our vision for Stage 27 is to inspire and be market leaders in creating a totally integrated, eco-based hillside residential community. We are totally committed and passionate about delivering an outcome that has been carefully thought through at every level. To this end, the project team has spent the last 12 months undertaking extensive studies and developing design solutions to ensure our vision can be successfully implemented. A detailed flora and fauna study has identified all significant vegetation which must be retained. A significant fauna corridor of 30 metres in width has been retained to link the closed forest vegetation along Bullock's Head Creek with comparable timbered woodland to the west. Our entire design philosophy has focused on recognising Council's concerns in relation to the retention of existing vegetation, the ability to address visual amenity from the Broadwater, and demonstrating that grades in excess of 20% are not an impediment to environmentally sensitive development. To this end, our implementation strategies include retention of significant amounts of open space on the ridgeline for recreation purposes, extensive revegetation along the ridgeline and within new road reserves, individual allotment areas average in excess of 1,700 square metres, creation of mandatory revegetation and no disturbance envelopes within each site to ensure the preservation of existing vegetation and the provision of new vegetation. Extensive revegetation works to be undertaken by Ostcorp within each of the proposed allotments. Ensuring all built form is within and under current canopy heights. A minimum disturbance approach to built form and landscape. Innovative road and open space design to be maintained by the body corporate. As we recognise the built form quality and integration with the environment as one of the most critical elements in achieving our vision, a series of prototype house designs has been developed. These prototypes have assisted in shaping our built form vision, whilst also enabling us to establish a series of specific design criteria and tight controls that will form part of the community management structure for Stage 27 and will be strictly implemented by the Architectural Review Committee. These specific controls include all homes to be designed by a qualified and registered architect, detailed landscape, revegetation and erosion control management plans to be prepared by a qualified landscape architect, close monitoring of construction processes to ensure minimal site disturbance is maintained. Built forms will be expected to meet aesthetic criteria regarding articulation, definition of entry, streetscape, layering of lightweight elements, integration with landscape, and best practice solar and privacy responses. A specific palette of lightweight material and earthy colours has been selected to ensure appropriate eco-sensitive solutions. A maximum 10-metre building height limit as measured from natural surface level. A specified maximum height of cut and fill, both outside the building footprint and within the walls of the building. A maximum allowable height of undercroft, ensuring houses are built with the topography. Only single-storey buildings will address the street frontage in visually sensitive locations, while double-storey solutions will be selectively permitted to encourage streetscape variety. Extensive use of decks to reduce the need for private open space at ground level. Split-level homes, allowing the opportunity of separating the garage from the house. The use of bridges for access, driveways and car accommodation when required. In addition to these tighter architectural and landscaping controls, it's also important to note that our housing product focuses very heavily on delivering an environmentally sustainable product. Once again, we see this as an opportunity to showcase this sort of development within Gold Coast City. An overview of environmentally sustainable directions that we are currently investigating includes the use of solar panels, specific low-usage water fittings, reticulated gas, connections to the recycled water system, strict erosion control measures to minimize the exposure of disturbed surfaces, and the requirement for rainwater tanks to be contained within building envelopes and plumbed to the hot water service and potentially the cold water laundry use. We appreciate Gold Coast City Council's concerns in relation to development on slopes in excess of 20% and the potential impact of this development on views from the Broadwater, and trust that Council acknowledges the extensive work Ostcorp and its team of specialist consultants has undertaken to address these concerns. To further ensure this vision is achieved and implemented, Ostcorp seeks to work with Council to ensure this project becomes a true showcase for the Gold Coast and a good example of successfully responding to challenging development constraints. Quite simply, we see the development of this unique hillside precinct as one of the most important and exciting opportunities for the Gold Coast to establish best practice solutions and implementation strategies for developing on vegetated sloping sites. We seek Council's support and guidance in working with us to shape, share and implement what we know will be an exceptional solution.